say so myself. Now, I did not find or hear any belittling. And even when one team member confessed that, as I said before, he just happened to show up that night. That's why he was even there. But what they did do was to learn each other's SWOT. Now, my listeners in the HR and business fields, you know what I mean. SWOT is an acronym, and that is a process where you assess your own or your business's S, strengths, W, weaknesses, O, opportunities, and T, threats. The SWOT. The strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, either of yourself as an individual or of your business. See, these teenagers are already applying valuable workplace principles and life skill strategies, all the while having fun learning about cyber security. So it truly is a win-win situation. So see, the beauty of these students immersing themselves in cybersecurity practices now is that in the real world, it could seriously be a matter of national security. Only the main difference now is that later, they'll be paid a hefty salary to do what they know and love to do already. So on a personal note, I'm happy to report that my Cyber Patriot team did win the competition. Yes, we did. We had the highest score of 70 out of 100. Well, okay, we actually tied for the highest score, but I think we scored it first. And you know what? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, for more highlights about my cybersecurity experience with the Cyber Patriot team, go to my Instagram and Pinterest page for pictures, and of course, a screenshot of our high score. I mean, I gotta prove my bragging rights, right? So, on another note, I cannot end the podcast without giving a special shout out to Gina Reigert. And she is the science teacher at Olathe Northwest High School, who serves also as the Cyber Patriot coach. But more interesting is that she is also a STEM and parent advocate who has a daughter coming through the STEM pipeline. So I want to take a moment to encourage my listeners to support her and the Cyber Patriot team. See, this is where we must applaud the efforts of educators and lead in the STEM initiative for our youths. Now, Gina mentioned that night that the team member has one mentor who happens to be a STEM professional. And I can't recall which field, but during her presentation, she mentioned that this mentor told her that his time spent with her Cyber Patriot team is the highlight of his week. Just to see the enthusiasm and the genuine interest of her students. So I encourage every listener to take note that not only are the students benefiting, but so will you when you volunteer in whichever capacity you choose, either as an educator, professional, business sponsor, etc. The point is to choose, then take action today in your local community or school. So there you have it, my top 5 takeaways after attending a Cyber Patriot open house. So now you can see why, as the STEM broker, I am serious about consulting businesses and coaching individuals on proactive and engaging talent strategy practices. After observing my Cyber Patriot team, I am further encouraged about the need to train and in some cases retrain HR professionals and IT recruiters on the soft skills side and transferable skills to look for when selecting candidates for jobs. Because it's for the long haul, because no one likes the consequences of high turnover at the workplace. Everyone suffers and no one benefits. As a longtime STEM and parent advocate, I am just as committed to proactive change management and advocacy in our schools, within training curriculums, and on the job. That's why I wrote my book, Good Bosses Gone Bad, so that the next tech workforce will be that much more ahead of the game. So I encourage you to visit my website, thestembroker.com, for more about my Girls in STEM initiative and professional development training for educators, IT recruiters, and businesses as a whole. Contact me at april@thestembroker.com to book me to present at your next professional development session, youth STEM conference, or corporate retreat. Now, in closing, make sure you follow us on Twitter at our handle @thestembroker. Like us on our The STEM Broker podcast page. Feel free to log on to our Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest page at The STEM Broker for photos, latest training updates for educators, adults, and youth, and for up-to-date info about anything related to girls in STEM. This has been your host, April Boyd-Noronha, known as The STEM Broker. Tune in every Monday at 9 p.m. for another The STEM Broker podcast, where we talk about all things on girls in STEM.